I have used the Honor X9a for a month now, and what I can say is that it's almost the perfect phone for mostly anyone looking to buy a premium looking phone under 20,000 pesos. Take note, almost. I said almost because the one big drawback of buying an X9a is probably the most important thing you look for in a phone, and that's the cameras. I'm not going to sugarcoat anything here because you deserve to know an honest review, and the price you pay for the X9a is no joke. We're talking about 16,990 pesos for the sole model with 8GB RAM and 256GB storage. Sure, there's plenty of storage and RAM that's more than enough to support a user's needs for the next 2 to 3 years. But if you're someone who wants a good or even a decent camera phone, this is probably not for you. Unless you're prepared to tinker your phone like installing a Google Camera APK to make the camera better, because that's what I did here. I will leave the links below so you can download the app and test it for yourself, but based on my experience, using the Google Camera app may just be well worth it. Comparing the photos side by side, 9 out of 10, the Google Camera beats the stock camera app. Whether it's indoors, outdoors, or in low light, the photos from Gcam or Google Camera produce better sharpness, better exposure, and better dynamic range. The only time the stock camera app of the Honor X9a wins is when nailing the white balance for better color accuracy. If you didn't know, Gcam tends to output a cool white balance, so at times the color may be off, but here, otherwise, the photos you get with Gcam puts the camera of the X9a from bad to okay. However, that's not without a catch, or rather, catches. Much like the stock camera app, Gcam's UI is also laggy. In fact, it's significantly worse, especially after taking a photo or video. So you can do a quick 2 to 3 burst shots. It'll disable the shutter button until the app finishes processing. The video quality is also a bit worse in terms of stabilization. Unless you have a gimbal or planning to get a gimbal, it's best to use the stock camera app for videos. You also cannot use the ultra-wide sensor when using Gcam. There's no option to switch to ultra-wide. Third-party devs should be able to fix this sooner than later, but for now, there's no ultra-wide option here. I guess my recommendation here is to just have both apps ready for whenever you need one over the other. But overall, Honor X9a's cameras require drastic optimization. At this price range, the camera should perform at least reliably in terms of both functionality and quality. I just hope the next iteration of the X9a gets this one fixed if Honor couldn't fix this one now. On the bright side, that's where the bad thing about this phone ends, because the rest of the package here is either good or great. Starting with the design, this has to be the thinnest phone among its competition. Both the front and back have curved sides, and although the back is of plastic and lacks any kind of IP rating or water and dust resistance, it definitely doesn't feel like it's cheap or anything of that sort. And this green finish looks really nice and feels smooth and cool in the hand. Sometimes the color changes to gray depending on the lighting, and it kinda looks cool. The camera ring is definitely familiar, taking cues from Huawei, but it's not a bad thing, it still looks good. You got the 3 cameras except for the flash at the bottom portion. Because this phone is thin and slippery and all, you definitely should put a case on it. The edge of the camera ring landed on the edge of my laptop, which is made of aluminum, and it chipped the color of both the ring and the laptop. And also, your pointy finger will definitely have to adjust to it resting on the camera flash. Because your hand would naturally rest like this, more often than not, you'd be blocking the LED flash. This is non-expandable and it has no headphone jack nor an adapter included in the box. And the south-firing speaker, it sounds decent but it doesn't get very loud and has weak bass output. However, that doesn't take away the fact of the great design of this phone. It feels great in the hand, it feels premium and lightweight, and it's thinner than its other curved phone competitor, which is the Realme 10 Pro Plus that I have already for review. So get subscribed to get notified when that goes live. The other great thing about this phone is the battery. The 5100 mAh inside the Honor X9a has to be the longest lasting 5100 mAh I have ever tested. I am not getting good battery life here. I am getting incredibly great battery life. I mean, if you hardly use your phone, like strictly background music playing or 1 to 2 hours of texting, I see this phone lasting up to 3 days. My normal use, which includes watching videos and social media browsing, gets me 2 days worth or 48 hours of battery life. And during heavy days when I play games like Mobile Legends and racing games for around 2 hours, I end those days with 9 hours of screen on time, meaning 9 hours the screen was on with me actively using the phone. If that's not incredible battery life, I don't know what is. The 40-watt charger does feel slow to me when charging up to 100% because going from 0 to full requires more than 17 minutes, but thanks to that incredible battery life, there's almost no need for over-the-top fast charging. Performance is definitely not the strongest feature of the Honor X9a, but it doesn't mean it's bad already. I would say that the Snapdragon 695 is just right for what Honor's trying to do here. You don't have to have the best performing chip at this price range because Magic UI is simply optimized for speed already. I have no problem scrolling through the apps I mostly use, which include Facebook, Twitter, and Netflix. They also look smooth together with this 120Hz refresh rate. The nitpick I have with the software is the animation when an app is closing. I still notice a few frame skips. It's not a huge deal, but I'm a bit particular when it comes to those little things. There was also a time when the UI felt really stuttery, but somehow a restart fixed it. As for Magic UI itself, there are a lot of fun features to use here. There's a gesture that lets you call out a list of applications that opens as a window and works on top of another application, including an actively running game. The widget on the home screen is now called Cards, akin to Apple's iOS folder theme. You can even enlarge folders and open an app without even opening the folder, but if you do need to, you have to tap on the lower rightmost app to do so. I also like the fact that there are 4 options to capture a screenshot based on gestures. Although Honor X9a also lacks adaptive theming, at the very least, Honor gives you the option to download it quickly and easily. I just wish Honor added some kind of a game launcher or sidebar where you can disable notifications and adjust and tweak settings for a better gaming experience. That's really a feature I miss here when I switch from Poco, Samsung, and Realme. Honor only needs a few tweaks here to make the software great, like this weird notification cutout or layout, but overall, Magic UI has been good since its departure from Huawei. But really, the thing I missed is the curved display. Honor X9a's 6.7-inch Full HD AMOLED screen is a gorgeous display. Not only is it sharp and colorful, but it's also really bright enough to withstand a bright sunny day. Accidental inputs on the edges of the screen or from my palm have not been a problem since day one. Really have to applaud Honor for its edge detection here. But then again, I wish Snapdragon would stop limiting the playback quality on its mid-range phones because I feel like it's a missed opportunity for a phone with this kind of display to be playing 1080p videos at max on YouTube. Older chipsets have up to 4K support, and yes, I hear you. Why do you need a 4K stream option on such a small screen? You wouldn't be able to see the difference. That's actually incorrect, at least for people like me. I can actually see the difference between 1080p, 1440p, and 4K on the screen. 1080p already looks a bit smudgy on the screen simply because it's large, bright, and sharp. Streaming at least 1440p would do this screen justice. It's basically a nitpick at this point, but really such a missed opportunity. I feel like Honor X9a is almost a perfect phone. It's just those cameras, man. This phone already have great display, great design, great battery life, good performance, but the cameras are really something left to be desired. Maybe next time, Honor. Hopefully, next time. That's it for this one. Drop a sub or like if you feel like supporting the channel, and as always, until the next one, stay safe.